Some by attention, Belgian star throws shade, but Coco Gauff's calm clapback wins the day. Under the bright lights of the post-match press room in Shanghai, Coco Gauff sat poised, her expression calm, her confidence unshaken. She had just won another commanding quarterfinal victory at the 2025 Shanghai Open, extending her winning streak on hard courts to an astonishing 18 matches. Reporters flashed cameras, microphones buzzed, and her team watched from the side of the room, proud, protective, and alert. But among the noise, one question, sharp and loaded, pierced through the air. Coco, a journalist began carefully. Belgian player Lies de Vries said earlier today that some players buy attention, not respect. Many fans believe she was referring to you. Any response? The room fell silent. Coco didn't flinch. Her eyes met the reporter's, steady, unbothered. Then, after a brief pause, she smiled and replied, "Respect can't be bought, but neither can peace, and I have both." The air shifted. Phones buzzed. And within minutes, hashtag Coco Clapback began trending worldwide. The spark of shade. It began innocently, or so it seemed. Earlier that morning, during a casual pre-match press conference, Lies de Vries, Belgium's rising tennis star, was asked about the global attention Coco Gauff had been receiving. Elise was talented, ranked number 14, known for her power game and fierce personality. But she had also built a reputation for controversial remarks, unfiltered, often sarcastic, sometimes cutting. When the journalist mentioned Gauff's growing fame beyond tennis, her modeling deals, her charity work, her interviews on late-night shows, Elise chuckled and said, "Well, some players buy attention, others earn it." A small line, tossed casually. But in the world of modern sports, a single sentence is a matchstick, and social media, the wildfire. Within an hour, the quote spread like lightning. Tennis fans flooded the internet, drawing battle lines. Did Elise just shade Coco? Gauff earned everything. What's Elise talking about? Jealous much? By noon, hashtags like hashtag some buy attention and hashtag Respect Gauff dominated trending lists worldwide, and all eyes turned to Coco, the queen of composure. Coco Gauff didn't respond right away, while her team debated whether to post a statement. She sat quietly in her hotel suite, overlooking the Huangpu River. Her mother, Candy Gauff, poured her tea and asked softly, "You're not going to let this bother you, right?" Coco shook her head. "Mom, shade only works if you stand under it." Her mother smiled. That was the Coco she'd raised. Because Coco had faced worse. Online critics, media pressure, comparisons to Serena, and the impossible expectations of greatness. She'd learned to breathe through chaos, to let others shout while she stayed centered. And tonight, she would prove that again, not with anger, but with grace. The stage, Shanghai quarterfinal. The stadium was packed. Thousands of fans cheered as Coco Gauff stepped onto the court for a quarterfinal match against Japan's Naomi Akiyama. Despite the noise surrounding her name, Coco's face was composed. The pre-match handshake, the bounce of the ball, the first serve, an ace. The energy in her movement said everything. I don't talk about attention. I earn it. Every forehand was fire. Every backhand precision. Her control was almost poetic. 6-2, 6-3. Victory, clean, powerful, unbothered. As she waved the crowd, the cameras zoomed in. Her expression remained serene. But the real headline moment was yet to come. The clapback heard around the world. The post-match press conference started calmly. Coco discussed her performance, her focus on mental clarity, her upcoming semifinal. Then came the question, pointed, deliberate. Coco, Belgian star Lies de Vries, said earlier that some players buy attention, not respect. Do you think that was aimed at you? A lesser athlete might have snapped, defended, or denied. But Coco simply smiled. If it was, she began, her tone soft but firm, then I hope she find her own spotlight, because I'm too busy shining in mine. The room chuckled, but Coco wasn't done. She leaned slightly forward, her voice calm and confident. Respect can't be bought, but neither can peace, and I have both. It was elegant, sharp, Untouchable. Reporters gasped. Cameras flashed. The room buzzed with energy. And just like that, Coco Gauff didn't just win a match. She won the moment. The internet erupts. Within an hour, every sports outlet had published a quote. ESPN ran the headline. Coco Gauff responds to shade with the calm of a champion. The Athletic called it the classiest clapback in modern tennis. Social media turned the 12 words into a movement. Respect can't be bought. But neither can peace, and I have both. TikTok flooded with edits, slow-motion clips of Coco's press conference, paired with dramatic music. Fans recreate her line in duets, lip-syncing her poise. Even brands joined the trend. Nike posted a black and white photo of Coco with the caption, "Earn respect, protect peace." And within 24 hours, Coco Gauff's response wasn't just a headline. It became a mantra. Elise reacts. Meanwhile, Elise de Vries faced a storm of her own. Her mentions were filled with criticism. Sports journalists questioned her intent, calling her comment unnecessary, petty, and tone-deaf. In a hastily written tweet, she tried to clarify. People are twisting my words. I respect Coco and what she's achieved. No shade intended. But it was too late. Legacy of a line. In an interview months later, Coco reflected on the incident. I didn't plan what I said. I just spoke my truth, she explained. I think as women in sports, we're often expected to clap back with anger, but silence and confidence can be louder than shouting. She smiled. I don't clap back to win arguments. I do it to protect peace. That sentiment resonated far beyond tennis. Schools quoted her line during assemblies about confidence. Motivational speakers cited her quote in leadership talks. Teenagers used it as captions for photos about resilience. Coco had unintentionally created a new language of composure, the real victory. By the end of 2025, Coco Gauff wasn't just a Grand Slam champion or a rising global star. She had become a voice of maturity in a generation addicted to reaction. When asked what she learned most that year, she said, "That calm doesn't mean weak. It means you know who you are, and you don't need the world's permission to be it." Her mom added later in an interview, Coco has always been quiet fire. People mistake her peace for passivity, but peace is her weapon. And that, perhaps, is why Coco continues to rise, not because she fights noise, but because she never lets it distract her melody. Epilogue. The quarter character. Months after the Shanghai Open, Coco returned to training in Florida. As the sun dipped below the horizon, she hit one last forehand, the sound echoing across the empty court. Her coach clapped. "Still focused, huh?" Coco smiled. "Always. You can't lose focus if you're not chasing attention." He laughed. "You should put that on a shirt." She shrugged playfully. "Nah, I already said enough this year." Then she picked up her bag and walked off, not toward the spotlight, but toward the peace she had already earned. Because champions don't always roar. Sometimes they whisper wisdom into the noise and let the world fall silent around them. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.